Welcome to the Internet Marketing Specialist Designation ActiveRain University webinar series that we have been taking you through. My name is Chad Himes. I'm the Community Manager for the Internet Marketing Specialist Designation, and it's my pleasure to bring to you the last 8 sessions that we've done. This is the last of those 8 sessions. We've been bringing you some additional education for all of our ActiveRain University members, hoping to help you expand to other areas and help grow your business and give you something to blog about if you're just not sure what you want to write about today. Let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that I'm going to get out of the way first, and that's if you want to learn more about the Internet Marketing Specialist Designation and learn how you can get ahead of your competition, all we need you to do is go to imsd.net. There is a savings for you, and that's using the promotional code of ARU, ActiveRain University. Use the ARU promo code. Save yourself money on the registration fee for the Internet Marketing Specialist Designation. Let's get that out of the way, and let's get to what we're talking about today. We're talking about the new Facebook versus Google+. Now, there are some interesting conversations going on out there with things that have happened on Facebook. Some people have the new changes. Some people are still waiting as they're getting rolled out. We'll get to that in a moment. Before we do that, I will want to introduce to you my guest speakers who are here with me today. We are recording this webinar for you, so if technology works as it's supposed to, sometime later in the day, ActiveRain will be sharing this link out for everybody so that you have it. Let's talk about one of my dreams coming true right now. Yes, I'm sharing that with all of you right now. One of my dreams coming true. If you lived through the 70s and you were a man, you had a crush on one of the Charlie's Angels. If you were a lady, you probably pretended you were one of them at some point, playing, running around, whatever it is. Now, if you're too young, as many might be, they've redone it for you. So don't worry, it's on TV again. There have been movies. We don't know what generation you are, but today I get to be Charlie. That's right. I get to be that voice in the box, because isn't that what I am anyway doing these webinars? You don't see me. I'm the voice in the box, and I get to introduce to you my 3 angels that are joining me on the call today. So the first of my 3 angels, I would like to introduce 2 of them, and that's the Geeky Girls on the team here, and that would be Lori and Lisa. Let's start with Lisa. Lisa, say hi to everybody.
Hi, guys. I'm
all right.
so honored
Which of the angels are you? You know, I'll let you have first pick.
I want the big gun.
You want the big gun. Okay, so we'll just leave that there. Lisa, tell everybody a little bit about you. What do you do? Why are you on this call with us? And how can they get a hold of you after this webinar if they wanted to talk to you more?
Thanks, Chad. Well, you can get a hold of me in numerous ways. First off, I am a real estate agent in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I love everything geeky, so I think appropriately the rest of us are on this call to hear about the new Facebook changes and the ones I've made and the ones I like. You can get a hold of me on Twitter at Lisa Archer, A-R-C-H-E-R, and then the R-E on the end. And on Facebook, my name's Lisa Ludlow Archer.
All right, so thank you for introducing yourself there, Lisa. Now, your partner in crime, Lori, I know you're on the call with us as well. Why don't you say hello to everybody, let them know how they get a hold of you and why we've brought you on the call here today.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Lori Davis, and
Speak up for us, darling.
Can you not hear me? Is that better?
Now I can.
Okay. Well, I'm Lori Davis. I am one of the Geeky Girls with Lisa Archer. I am a real estate agent in Pinehurst, North Carolina. You can find me on Facebook. We have a page, the Geeky Girls. You can also find me, Lori Weston Davis, or on Twitter at Lori W. Dare. And Facebook is one of our, I guess you'd say it's one of our specialties that we try to concentrate and we talk about frequently.
Okay, so there we've got 2 of my angels. Now I'd like to add a new angel to the group here. You know, it's things happen, and you know, you have to kill off a character sometimes, and you have to bring in some new ones. So we needed to spice up the ratings a little bit for it. I hope you girls aren't offended that we've added another angel to the group. And I'd like to introduce to you Tandy. Tandy, say hello to everybody out there.
Hello, everyone.
I'm just going to listen to you talk all day for the cute little accent that you bring to the show. It's going to get us a new demographic here. Tandy, tell everybody who you are, why you've joined us on this call, and how they get a hold of you after this webinar if they need to get a little more information.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to dispel a myth in this next hour. You're going to hear that Southerners talk really slow. I am the fastest talking Southerner you will ever meet because I have a lot to say and I want to get it all in. And you can find me on Facebook, Tandy Glenn Smith. My username is facebook.com/Tandy, or on my fan page, which is facebook.com/InLoopMedia, or find me on Twitter at InLoopMedia, or you can find me on Google Plus at +Tandy.
Okay, now Tandy, before I go on, you're not. I'm getting people telling you to talk faster. Tandy, you're not actually a realtor, though.
I am not. I kind of fell into the realtor niche because my husband owns a home inspection company, and I got to know real estate agents through marketing for his company. And when I got onto Facebook back in 2008, real estate was not good, really not good. But our business increased by 40% just because I was on Facebook and getting to know real estate agents in a more deeper level than I had known them before, and they started giving me more business. And I thought, well, you know, if my husband's business can increase this much just by meeting real estate agents on Facebook, what can a real estate agent's business, how much could that increase by getting to know the general public better? And I always, you know, talk about that people want to do business with those they know, they like, and they trust. And Facebook gives you that opportunity to know someone on a much deeper level.
Wow. All right, so there you go. There's our fast-talking Southerner. Lisa, don't think I forgot that you're a fast-talking one as well. Don't worry. I surround myself with fast-talking people. We've got a celebrity on the line as well. I know you ladies will shout out to him at some point. So we've got probably the fastest-talking Northeast guy out there, the only one who talks faster than myself and my friend Chris McNamara, and that's how we got Jimmy Mackin here as well. And I think if I brought Tandy and Jimmy Mackin on the call together, we could probably do the hour webinar in about 14 minutes. I'm not sure. So we will see how quickly we get through all the information today. Well, today's discussion, it's going to be a little one-sided, I think. And the question is, Google Plus or the new Facebook, who wins? So I'd like to throw this out to the audience before I throw this out to my angels here. How many of you, this is going to be a leading question because I'm going to be surprised if I get anything silly, how many of you have a Facebook profile? Type that in for me. Just give me a yes or a no if you don't have one. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I didn't think I was going to find too much. Now let's flip that question. How many of you not just set it up on Google, because I know having a Facebook profile means you use it, not just set it up on Google, but how many of you are actually active using Google Plus right now? Give me a yes or a no if you are actively using Google Plus. All right, so I got about 4 people in there, and some that are actually attempting to figure it out. So let me open this up to you ladies first, and Lori, let's start with you just to pick a random angel here and put you on the spot. Facebook, Google Plus. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm still very heavily in favor of Facebook at this point. Google Plus, you know, I'm there. I'll post our blog there, and I'll kind of peep in once in a while, but there just isn't the crowd of people there that I'm trying to talk to. I mean, you know, originally it was out there and a lot of the techie people signed up first to get on and figure it all out. And I get friended every day by people who I have no idea who they are or put in a circle, let's put it that way. And I just haven't found the usefulness there for it yet. Down the road that might change, but, you know, at this point, you know, I'm there, I have a presence there, but Facebook is still way ahead of the game as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, let's change paths here. Tandy, let's go to your thoughts. Facebook, Google Plus. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that Facebook has 800,000 active users and Google Plus has less than 100,000. I'm gonna focus on Facebook until Google Plus has way more active users.
Okay, so you're going with the strong argument of that's where the people are, so that's where I'm going to stay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 800 million people can't be wrong, can they? All right, let's go to Lisa, and Lisa, let's give you the final thought. Google Plus, Facebook.
I'm going to have to agree with my other angels. That's just not, people are not there yet. My clients are on Facebook, so I need to be where my clients are.
Okay. So we've got everybody under the belief here that Google Plus is there, yet it seems to be the only people on Google Plus are all of us tech leaders out there saying, well, we need to be on Google Plus, yet no one's come with us. So we're just talking to ourselves over there on Google Plus, not necessarily on Facebook where we're talking to the world. Is that kind of your thought at this time, ladies?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Agreed.
Wow. I just got sirred. Oh my goodness, my father came on the call some reason somehow all of a sudden. All right, so that must be that southern thing. So then let's focus on Facebook because, wow, Facebook did a revamp. Google Plus came out, kind of threw some good things at us. We got to agree, for those of us who have played with the Google Plus stuff, I believe that the circles was a great idea. I think they've got some great things going on Google Plus. So the question is, Facebook went about doing some major changes so that they could keep up. Has everybody on this call been upgraded to the new Facebook yet? Or are you still running the old Facebook profile? Let me know. I'm assuming a yes is you're upgraded, a no is you haven't been yet. They were supposed to roll it all out starting last week, and that everything will be coming along. You would know if your page was different on the new profile. So I've got some people here on the call who have not yet been upgraded. So we're going to walk through some of the things that have changed on Facebook. And ladies, I'm going to make sure that you understand that not everybody has seen everything we're going to talk about as we go through it today. So let's keep that in mind for the people out there. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about, there you are, Lori. For those who want to know what Lori looks like and a place Lori wishes she probably was sitting right now instead of maybe being here with us, I don't know. One of the things that we want to talk about is the subscribe feature. So who wants to start and give us a little bit of an explanation on what this subscribed feature is all about? Not all at once.
Well, I'll start. Well, I think the subscribe feature is something similar to being like in the circle on G+. I think Facebook looked at that and saw how that might have some usefulness. It allows you to subscribe to someone without actually becoming their friend. You can subscribe to their public posts. So anything that they post and allow to be seen publicly by everyone, you can look at without having to be their friend.
Okay, so there's a quick summary of it. We don't have to be someone's friend to actually see what they're up to. Lisa, do you want to add anything on the subscribe feature?
I don't have a lot of people that I have subscribed to, but I do know that there are a ton of people that are now, whenever you get a friend request, those people are generally automatically subscribing to you, so you need to make sure that if you don't want them to subscribe to you, you need to check out your settings. I know we'll talk about that in a few minutes, though.
Okay, and anything you want to add to that, Tandy, on the new subscribed that's out there?
I love the subscribed. Just an example, the day that it came out, I was at a conference, the Alabama Association Realtor Conference, and the presenter had mentioned that he was on Facebook and that we should add him as a friend. I didn't really want to add him as a friend because I don't really know him, and I didn't really want him to be able to see all of my information, but I was able to subscribe to him and keep that, my personal profile, personal, which I thought was a great addition to Facebook.
So, Tandy, you're saying, just to clarify, because you're a little bit low on your volume, I want to make sure everybody heard it. What you're doing with it is actually you were at an event where someone said, hey, everybody go be my friend on Facebook, and instead of you just jumping in and being their friend, so they had access to everything on your profile as well by becoming friends, you've just subscribed to what they had to say, so now you can hear what they're posting about, and they're not necessarily seeing everything that you're posting about.
Exactly.
Interesting. Interesting. So now we can see here that with subscribed, we have lots of different things we can subscribe to. So one of the things we're still waiting to kind of get an answer on is the difference between all updates and most updates, and then only important. We don't really know what's going on. Have any of you gone through everybody who you're friends with and changed what you're subscribed to on those people yet?
No, I'm doing that on I'm doing it on their birthdays. As I tell people happy birthday, I'm going in and seeing what list they're on and what subscriptions I have to them, and I'm changing them to be what I want to see from that person in particular. If I don't really know them, or if they're like a referral type person, an agent from across the country that I'm friends with for referral type business, then I'll go to only important.
So Lisa, you're taking a 365-day look at this instead of becoming overwhelmed and having that, oh my gosh, I've got 8 million friends, how do I deal with this? You're actually taking a 365-day approach and dealing with anywhere from 1 to 10 people on a given day based on whose birthday it is.
I did 15 this morning for the people that had birthdays today.
All right, so if you had a birthday today and you were friends with Lisa, understand she might not be seeing as much from you anymore with that subscribe feature. Now, Tandy, are you planning anything like what Lisa's up to? Are you going through all the people and changing and saying, well, I want to hear everything Chad's got to say because that's really important, so I'm going to go to all updates for Chad, but yet for everybody else, I'm going to change my level setting. Have you gone through and done that yet?
I went through, when List first came out, I guess probably 2 years ago, I put all of my friends into List, and then I went into my privacy settings and made those lists into categories of how much information I wanted to share. I love Lisa's idea. That's a fantastic idea, and I may have to start doing that. But my whole train of thought is when they post something annoying, then I change their setting to less frequently.
Okay, so Lisa's got the, I'm going to check everybody out on their birthday and adjust their settings. Now, the only downside I can see to what Lisa's up to is that by the time she gets 365 days into it, Facebook's probably changed everything on us again, so she might not actually make it through her list. Tandy, you're going on the theory of, I'm going to leave you alone until you post something annoying, and then I'm going to change the settings of what you're up to. Lori, which one are you kind of following along the philosophy of?
I think I kind of do both of those things. I go through, because when I first started on Facebook, there were no lists. So I had a bunch of people that were not on a list, and to go back and individually do it was difficult. Now it's much easier because it's right there at the top. You can drop down and look at all your lists and add them in very easily. So to go through on birthdays, and what Lisa left out is she may unfriend you on your birthday too. If you haven't interacted with them, or you see that they're not really active on Facebook, that's an opportunity to unfriend somebody who may not be someone who's really there and truly friends. So that's one way. And then just in the general day-to-day stuff, if I see somebody that either is posting things that I don't particularly want to see, I might hide them or see less of them. One of the things I found with the subscribe is that I get the opportunity to see people that I might not normally get to see when they post, and interact with them and decide, hey, I do want to be their friend. So I've made a few new friends using the whole subscribe feature.
Okay, so let me ask everybody out there. You've got Lisa's idea of on everybody's birthday, go through and change their settings. You've got Tandy's kind of feel of, until you annoy me, you're going to get away with it. Once you annoy me, I'm going and changing you, though, on my settings. Which philosophy are you going to adopt out there as you go through and maybe update your friends' subscribe level that you've got? Which one of those plans are you going to put into place?
Chad.
Yes.
The one thing I will say is if I'm on somebody's page during any given day, it doesn't necessarily have to be on their birthday, but if I'm on your page, now that it's so easy to change, I'm updating lists like crazy. So this was a huge, I told Lori, I like, this new feature is like my new best friend, sorry, but this is just, for me, having over 3,000 people as friends before lists were ever created, this has been a game changer to me.
There's that word. I waited to see. I was going to actually place a bet to see how long we got until someone said game changer. Let's look at the bottom of the screen right here. I've got two different buttons that I stole off different screens. I've got friends with a little check mark, which is what we see there. And then I've got friends with a star. What's that all about?
I love the star. The star means they're your close friends. And they're in their own special list, and you get to see them all the time.
That's right. If you click that somebody is a close friend, they automatically go into a smart list so that you can now choose the people that you feel are truly your close friends. You don't have to rely on Facebook to decide, and you have your own special list you can go click on and see what your good friends are up to.
Okay. So we'll discuss lists here in a moment, but you can actually now set who your good friends, your close friends are when we get to those lists, and the little star shows up, and now you're going to see everything from them. I think that's an interesting thing that Facebook has decided to give us control over finally. Now, we're talking about some other subscribers here. So, Lisa, I got a screenshot of yours here. Explain to everybody what we're looking at on this screen.
Well, these are people that have subscribed to me that they may or may not have asked me to be their friends. And I like the fact that you can see who they're friends with and how many other friends we have in common. And I can decide whether to go back and subscribe to them as well.
So I'd watch out for that Jenny there, because she's friends with this guy Ben Kinney, and that probably just leads to issues. So you're able to go in. That's absolutely a red flag. So we're able to go in and actually see who's subscribed to us, so we know the people that are listening to the things that we've got to say. And then it looks here that you have the option to subscribe back to some of those people.
Right.
Okay, so are either of you, or all three of you, are any of you subscribing to other people? Tandy, you told us you were in a class and the teacher said, be my friend, and you said, well, I don't like you that much yet. I'm just going to subscribe to what you've got to say before I decide if I want to be your friend. Are you really taking advantage of that subscribe feature, and are you subscribing to a bunch of people, or just situations like that where you're at an event and someone says subscribe or be my friend?
I'm subscribing to people that I don't know personally. Mark Zuckerberg, just because I just want to see what he's all about. I subscribed last night to Sean Parker. Just people that are famous or really big in the tech world that I want to hear news as it becomes available. You know, anyone that I meet on a personal level, I'm going to ask to be their friend. But you know, if I see a speaker somewhere, and I really don't care. Most of my privacy settings are set very well so that I can allow someone I don't know to be my friend, and they're not going to see things I don't want them to see. So, but I like to subscribe, absolutely.
Okay, and Lori, are you taking advantage of the subscribe feature really yet?
Just a little bit, and it's funny because since Tandy brought up Mark Zuckerberg, somehow I was automatically subscribed to him, but actually I went to look and see who he subscribes to, because I figured if he subscribes to them, they're probably fairly interesting people. So I subscribe to those people as well.
Okay, and Lisa, are you taking advantage of subscribing to people, or are you just sitting out there letting people subscribe to you?
I'm kind of doing the latter, but I do like the idea of subscribing to Mark Zuckerberg. I think I'm going to go do that.
Well, stay with us for the next half hour or so, if you wouldn't mind. You can take care of that after. There are some great ways to use the subscriptions. I think Tandy really kind of hit it on the head. For those of us who say, I'm really interested to hear what Jimmy Mackin's talking about all the time, yet you don't know Jimmy at all, so you don't necessarily want to be friends with Jimmy yet, it does give you that opportunity to go subscribe to what he's up to so that you can see his postings as they're going by. I think it's a really powerful tool that I know I haven't sat down to take advantage of yet. I've been too busy doing all these webinars to actually sit down and set it all up. I know there's some people I definitely want to subscribe to. But let's move from subscriptions onto those lists. Now, Lisa, I'm going to call on you first again because, well, there's your little smile. We got your screenshot here we're working with. Tell us a little bit about lists, smart lists that are being created, and then the difference a list from a group. Can you explain that to everybody quickly?
Okay. Well, these are obviously my list and close friends. If you look on the left side there, it'll give you your pages, your lists, your groups. On the close friends, that's where I put those people that I consider my close friends into that. I can click that really quickly and only those people come up, and I can interact with them on a very quick, see what's going on, see who's doing what that day.
So before you go on, Lisa, let me ask a question. Can
Sure.
other people tell whether they're on your close friends list or not? I mean, can I go and look and then feel badly because I didn't make that list?
Just so you know, you are on that list, but I don't think you can see that.
Okay, so the other people don't know what list you've put them on, because I know there's somebody out there who's thinking to ask that question or they're concerned about it. I want to let you know you guys can make your own lists, and nobody knows what you've got. I've got a friend, she's got one she called Creepy People, and she put them in the Creepy People list, and it was a way to just keep those people over there and make sure she's not posting things for them or whatever it is. They don't know they're on that list, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, Lisa, if you want to continue letting us know about lists and groups and all that different stuff going on here.
The way I really like this now, where there's all on your home page, so you can see this really quickly. Like my clients, obviously there a whole bunch of activity with my clients. I can quickly click the client list, and I can go down, interact with them. And the interaction that has come from my engaging with them, they are now engaging with me a ton more. And that's very important for, someone in the real estate world. But I just really, I have a ton of lists. I have all different agents from across the country. They're all on a different list. They're on a list by state. If I need to find a referral agent in Arkansas, I can go click on my list for Arkansas agents and quickly find those people. But the difference between a list and a group, you've been a group is a place where you've been placed in by either you've asked to join a group, like say that Keller Williams referral group there. That's comprised of a whole bunch of Keller agents across the country that want or are asking for referrals. A group is it's different than a list.
Okay, now there's also smart lists where Facebook's now creating them for you. Mm-hmm. So, Lori, do you have a lot of smart lists that you're finding popping up on your screen that Facebook's automatically setting up for you?
Well, yeah, I noticed recently and I had read about it before that, but they create one that includes people that live within about a 50-mile radius. So when you go in and you give your information and tell where you live, they use that and will give me a list of the people that I'm friends with that live within a 50-mile radius without me having to go in and create it. They've created it for me. They also will create lists of other things that people you may have in common, like where you work or maybe where you went to school. So I haven't noticed any of those quite yet, but they're creating those lists based on the information that we've all given them. And I think the list of local people will come in very handy, because I think we all need to be using that list when we're having events and inviting people, rather than inviting people across the United States from us to come to a weekend open house, say. We don't need to be doing that. So I think those kinds of lists will be very good.
Amen to that, because if someone else in New York invites me all the way over here in Washington State to join them for an open house in the next 3 hours, I'm not going to make it. Stop inviting me. You're going to make it on my blocked list at that point, is the list you're going to make. Now, Tandy, are you taking advantage? You said you've been doing lists and you had everybody all broken down. So let me ask you a challenge. Most of the people on this call have more than 10 friends. Some of them probably have the average, which is about 130 friends on Facebook. Some of them probably have grown that, and they've got anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 friends. There's no way I can go back and go through everybody now to create a list. How could somebody take advantage of the powerful use of lists at this point?
Well, Facebook actually gives you suggestions, and their suggestions are creepily on track with your list. So when you go to, like when you start a real estate list, if you have a real estate agents in your area, and you go in and put 5 people in, on the right-hand side it's going to give you a list of 25 people that are on your friend list that they think are real estate agents in your area. And usually about 20 of them are real estate agents and the other 5 are affiliates. So it's pretty dead on for that. So Facebook has made it a lot easier to create your list and get them get them started.
Now, you said you had lots of lists going, Tandy. How many lists is a lot of lists that you've been breaking everybody down onto?
Wow. I would guess I'm in the 40 to 50 range of lists.
Okay, so give everybody on the call some examples of how you break your people down, if you don't mind sharing some of them, so they could kind of get an idea. Now, we can see Lisa's on the screen here. She's got her close friends. We know what that is now. She's got people that are acquaintances that they call. Of course, we've got family that Facebook's breaking down for us. Then she's got people on her real estate team. She's got a Geeky Girls one. She's got her Charlotte area people. How are you breaking your list down since you've taken such great advantage of it?
Well, I have my high school, my college, my sorority, my church, my Sunday school class. I have my no clue list, the people that have sent me friend requests, and I have no clue how I know them. I have my list of people that drive me crazy, and I'd have to look at my list to see what all of them are. I travel all over the country speaking, so whenever I go into a new city, I'll have like a real estate Charlotte or real estate Las Vegas, so that I know how I met them originally, and it just helps me because I've got too much going on in my head. I can't remember how I met someone originally, so I take advantage.
Okay,
of that.
so I think the takeaway that we all got out of that was there's a list you've got called the no idea list. Is that what you called it?
No clue.
No clue list? Okay, perfect. So I think I'm believing Lisa's actually logged off the call and she's gone to build one of those lists. So,
Why not?
all right, let's keep going, talk about some other things that are going on with Facebook and why Facebook and not. And again, Tandy, I want to share something that you shared with me that I thought was fantastic for birthdays, because what we're looking at here, and I'm going to have Lisa and Lori talk about that in a second, but you do something on birthdays that makes you stand out a little bit. What is it that you do on birthdays for people on Facebook?
I actually take a little bit more time, and first of all, went to YouTube, spent about an hour and a half on YouTube one day searching funny birthdays, silly birthdays, and looked for birthday videos that were 30 seconds or less, and saved those to a Word document and popped them onto my desktop. And then every day when I go to wish happy birthdays, I copy the URL for the YouTube video that I want and post that onto the page of the person whose birthday it is. Makes them feel like that I've taken a little bit more time with them. I almost always get a thank you from them, whereas if I just put happy birthday, I don't get the thank yous from them. And then when people go to their page to wish them happy birthday, which now has changed since they've changed everything, which I hate that. But before, you actually had to go to someone's page to wish happy birthday. And human nature says that when you wish somebody happy birthday, you scroll down to see who else wished happy birthday, and they would see my video, and it was just a brand recognition. It just helped them remember who I was. I've taken it a step further now, and I paid my children $6 each, actors' fees, and now they sing happy birthday. And so when anyone has a birthday, then I post that from Housemaster, which is my husband's company. Instead of saying their name, I just say happy birthday from Housemaster. So it's a neat little added, and I can't think of the word I'm using, just a little more special than what everyone, thank you very much.
It's a nice touch right there, and I know none of the people on the call thought they were going to get tax advice, yet now it looks like you can actually write off that income with your children if they're taking them as actor fees.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there you go. There's a little bonus for everybody there. Now, Lisa, you told us already on people's birthdays, you update what lists they're on, how much you want to hear from them, whether you're going to even keep them as a friend and all of that. You also were doing a little video on people's birthdays. So it was kind of, if your birthday came and you didn't get a video from Lisa, you figured you were on the deleted list. Tell everybody what you were doing on birthdays.
Well, it's not that you're on the deleted list. Let's clarify. I had almost 5,000 friends about a year ago. I had to figure out who these people were because 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I first got Facebook, I was adding all these people, and I really wasn't engaging with a ton of them, so I had to figure out a way to pare that down, and the easiest way to do it is take 15 or 10 to 15, however many have a birthday on that day, see who they are, either tell them happy birthday or delete them because we really don't engage and they're not even on Facebook or whatever the case may be. My close friends, like there's 2 people on this list that I'm looking at right now. They're both going to get a video today. Either it'll be myself singing happy birthday or just giving them a message, and or my kids sing with me. We do this, and I sing with my kids. Lori got a fun one on her birthday. She got my 2 young ones singing Katy Perry, so that was fun. Chad, you got a birthday.
My birthday is not coming up until the end of next month, so you've got time to prepare for whatever you've got for my birthday. Now, Lori, we know what they're doing for the birthdays, and we've got Lisa and Tandy's ideas and suggestions, yet now I'm looking at a different screen here on Facebook. It looks like I can actually, and this is what Tandy was talking about, you don't have to go to the people's pages anymore. Are you taking advantage of this new birthday feature where you can actually see everybody all at once?
Absolutely. You can click on it and it pops open the box where you can write a message to each person right there without having to take time. You're not going to every page individually, which in some ways, you're not getting to see what else is going on their wall, but usually if it's their birthday, it's just a gazillion happy birthdays. So, would have to really take some time and dig down to actually see any of their posts. So this is a good thing. You can post whatever you want in the little box and just set it go. Now, to clarify, Lisa's children sang Katy Perry's Firework to me because my birthday's on the 4th of July, and so that's why I got that.
All right. Well, then you're still special. We appreciate you sharing that with us. Okay, so that's a nice little feature that they've added for the birthdays where you can get to everybody at once. Now, Lisa, I want to talk to you about this. You sent me this screenshot when we were talking about it, about poking and poking back. What do you want to say about that?
Well, not to get off on a rant on poking, because some people think it's creepy, but I, for one, in my group of friends, Stacy and Dale and Deborah, and all 5 of them, we do this on a daily basis. It's a quick way to say, hey, I was thinking about you, or sometimes it's, hey, there's something on my wall I want you to see, or I just wanted you to know that I'm here if you need me, that kind of thing. And it's much quicker now. I used to have to go back in and poke one at a time. Now I can do it really quickly, just like the birthdays. It's just really nice.
Okay, so Tandy, are you poking people, or would that immediately put Lisa on your kind of crazy list?
I don't poke.
Okay, good. All right.
Not that I'm going to put Lisa in my crazy list for it, but I just never really got into it. None of my friends really poke me. I've gotten maybe 5 pokes in my, my time on Facebook, and I just don't do it. I don't.
So how many of you out there on this call poke? If you poke, let me know you poke. If you don't poke, just let me know no. Say no that you're not poking. When Lisa and I were talking about preparing some of this stuff, and she sent me this one, I really threw this slide in here just to, poke at Lisa right there in front of all of you and say, really? You're that person that keeps poking me? So, yeah, it looks like nobody here is poking. No, you know better than to poke me, because that'll get you on my deleted list if all of a sudden these pokes keep coming up. So when someone can explain what the heck the poke means, maybe I'll pay attention to it. But let's just quickly move away from that.
I wrote a whole blog about it.
Yes, you did. It doesn't mean I agree.
Okay. Well, here's my 2 cents. Is just don't poke people that you don't know.
All right. There's a nice thing that's saying yes. And yes, I understand it's a, hey, what's going on? Hey, how's it doing? Hey, the son I really want you to see. Let me just tell you, from a guy's point of view, it's creepy if you're poking at us, just so you know. And women, it's probably creepy if a guy's poking at you. So make sure you're really good friends, and they should be on your close friend list probably if they're making it into your poking world. So let's talk about timeline that's going on out there. And timeline here gives us some information. So I can quickly jump and see what you were up to in the 1990s. I can see what you were up to in the year 2010 if I want to go back and see something that's going on. Lori, are you going back and updating Facebook and changing things you weren't tracking before so that your timeline is fuller? Or are you just moving forward and just saying, you know, from here on out, my timeline will fill up?
I haven't gone back and put a lot of things in. I've put a few things in, and I may, you know, think about it and go back and fill in a few things. But mostly, you know, it's what's been there for the last few years, and you know, unless people are really stalking me, I don't know that they're going to go and look at my history real carefully. But you know, what's there is there.
Okay, and Tandy, are you going back and playing timeline and filling it in, or are you kind of the same thing as Lori that's just saying, hey, whatever's back there is back there, and I'm just going to move forward?
I'm kind of filling in the important things. I added my kids' birthdays, put pictures in. I haven't yet, but I plan on adding where I've worked. I lived in Montana for a while, so I want to add that I was in Montana, because that's something that, you know, Facebook asks your current city and your hometown, but it doesn't give you a lot of in between. So I think that's a great new addition that we can add, you know, where we lived in between, you know, where we grew up and where we live now, because most people do end up traveling at some point in their life. And I think it's a great thing. So.
Okay, and Lisa, it looks to me like you went back and added something.
I did. That's my baby.
Yes, that is. So have you gone back and added a lot, or are you just going back and adding additions to the family and things like the same things that Tandy and Lori are adding?
I haven't added a lot yet. I've added the youngest one because he was the easiest to go back to, and then I've added my I put out the day I got married on there, which I think you get to do very soon, right, Chad?
I do, 31 days actually, yes. Not that I'm counting. So you aren't really going back. Now let me ask you though, Lisa, about your son here. Will you update it more so that when he gets older, he can jump onto your page and actually see things that have documented through his life on your timeline? Or are you creating a Facebook profile for him and actually going through documenting everything on his timeline so that when he's our age and on Facebook, because it'll probably be around still, maybe have changed, but be around still, that he has almost a scrapbook of his whole life in front of him?
You know, as many pictures as I have on Facebook of my children, I could easily do that, but I am very, very anti-children having Facebook until they are 13 to comply with terms of service. My oldest is 12 and 7 months, and he is not getting it the day before he turns 13.
And how does he feel about that?
He doesn't like that, but it's just the way it is.
Okay. So would either of you, Lori or Tandy, do anything for children in your life so that you're documenting, maybe not on their profile, but even on yours, just making sure you're documenting their first school play, their first tooth, their first whatever it is as they're growing, so that they can always go back and see a scrapbook of their life on your Facebook profile when they get older?
I'll answer first if that's okay. It's funny that you're just talking about this. I went to the doctor with my 11-year-old yesterday, and it was a new doctor. I had to fill out all this information, and some of the questions were, you know, what age was he when he raised his head by himself? And I was like, really? I don't know this. Am I a terrible mother? Had Facebook been around, you know, 11 years ago, I absolutely would have put that on my Facebook page. And so I think that's neat that, you know, that this is something that moms, you know, that are having children today can have that, you know, into their future. Things that were, you know, not major milestones, but minor milestones can now be added to your timeline. I'm not going to go back and add that stuff, but from now on, you know, those things will be on my timeline.
Okay, so you'll still highlight them on your timeline as they happen now in your life if something happens. If you were to go out and something special happens, or something, you know, just extremely interesting or a fantastic trip, you're going to go highlight those things on your timeline now and just move forward. You're not going to go back and update.
No, I'm not going to go back. And
Lori, what about you for the kids?
Well, my situation's a little bit different. My kids are older, and so truthfully, they didn't even want to be my friend on Facebook until about a week and a half ago. My oldest child, who is now 24, he friended me, and I was shocked. But so now I'm friends with my son, and my younger son hasn't gotten there yet. He's 21, and we'll see. But you know, I haven't really wanted to be friends with them in the past, just because I didn't want to know. But you know, and they didn't really want me talking about them. So I have not posted a lot about my children because they were, you know, teenagers and, you know, early 20s, and, you know, their life was their life, and they didn't really want me, you know, spouting it out to the world. It's different.
Don't you wish the subscribe? Don't you wish the subscribe feature was around back then, though? Because you could be listening to everything they were saying without them even realizing if they didn't know how to check who was subscribed to them.
Well, that's true. That's true. But truthfully, you know, that was their private space, and I didn't want to know. I wanted them to have that. So actually, you know, I hadn't really thought about how now I could go subscribe to my 21-year-old.
Yeah, you can blame me for that one when you bust your child on that for something. Okay, so Eric has also shared here in the comments for me. He says, you know, thank goodness for Facebook because it allows him to go check for his anniversary sometime so he can remember when that was. Now, there has been another massive change to Facebook as well, and the right side of our screen has just lit up and become this scrolling bar. It almost looks like a Twitter feed for those of us who are also on Twitter and playing out there, that we've got this Twitter feed that runs down the whole right side of the screen. Talk to me a little bit, Lisa, we'll start with you again. We'll put you out there first. Talk to me a little bit about the ticker on Facebook that's out there.
Well, ticker's one of those things that it's the new shiny object, and if you're not careful, you can get sucked in there. So I'm really careful about trying to ignore it unless I just glaringly see, oh, look, oh, and then. But I have caught several things that were very important that I probably would not have seen had they not have scrolled by. A friend of mine, you know, with cancer, I caught something the other day, and I was able to go check in on them and, you know, tell them I was praying for them and all that good stuff. So there's just a lot of things that you may not necessarily see that you might see scroll by, especially when you have as many friends as I do. I do miss a lot.
Okay. Tandy, are you taking advantage of the ticker? Have you closed it because it just scrolls by with too much information? I've heard from one of my friends who was watching my live feed on another webinar I had done actually tell me they were dizzy. It was moving so fast because I do have a lot of friends, because like Lisa, I was just friending a lot of people that I'm not necessarily engaging with because they friended me. Now we have subscribed. Things are going to get changed on my page. But they were saying that it almost got them dizzy scrolling by with so many friends. Are you taking advantage of the ticker?
I don't spend a lot of time on the ticker. You know, like Lisa said, I'll glance at it every now and then just to see what's going on. One of the things I do want to mention is if you are one of those people, and I'm not saying it's bad, that play Farmville or one of the applications, that's going to show up in your ticker.
You can say that's bad.
It's going to show up in your ticker, and you know, if you're a real estate agent and you are friends with people that you're listing their house or you're their buyer, and they look at their ticker and all they see is that you've bought a cow or sold a barn or, you know, got a brick, then that's going to make them think that you're not working on them, you know, as far as real estate. They don't know that you're sitting in a doctor's office on your phone playing Farmville, if you can do that. So make sure to hide any applications, because every single thing you do on an application now is going to show up in your ticker. So
wow. That might be the best sale some of the agents have, though, Tandy, if they can sell their barn on Farmville. So they might want to make sure people are seeing that happening out there.
I had someone in the class tell me they got 3 listings because of someone they played Farmville with. So I stopped saying that Farmville was bad and evil and to stop doing it. Now I say if you can get sales from it, keep doing it. But if you can't, stop. So.
Perfect. All right, Lori, what's your thought on the ticker?
I think I like it. The one part I like is I can glance up and kind of watch a few things scroll by, but the neat part is I can just highlight, you know, put my cursor over it, and it opens up right there on the page. I can comment or like something right there without having to leave what I'm doing. So it allows me to interact with people that I may not have interacted with before very easily. So I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a great thing. I like here, you can see, for example, Lori went by on the ticker when we took this screenshot, having commented on one of Michael's links, and it's very easy, as Lori said, to just put your cursor over it, and it'll come up on the screen. Now, the ticker will be running on the right-hand side of your Facebook, and if you don't have the ticker running yet, go shut down your computer, restart your computer, open Facebook. Maybe you just haven't shut down in a while and something hasn't loaded. I haven't seen anybody who still does not have the ticker running on their screen. I could be wrong, but I thought that was sent out in everybody for updates. Do you ladies know anybody who had to actually install anything for it?
Mine just showed up.
Okay, so I would recommend doing a restart, because I've got a few people who are saying, wait, I don't see the ticker, I don't see the ticker. It'll be going down the right side. Now, this is something I'm going to add to this, and I'm going to say, make sure your profile picture is you. Stop putting pictures of your cat, your dog, other things like that. For someone like myself and someone like Lisa, who I know how she uses the ticker as well, and Lori will engage, sometimes it's actually that I see Lori's picture go by, which is what will catch my eye, because I can't sit there and watch the ticker. I might see her picture go by, which allows me to throw my mouse over it and highlight to see what she's up to. And if she were to have a picture that was not her, and all of a sudden it was a picture of who knows what, I wouldn't realize that it was even her who probably had just posted and went screaming by on my screen. So keep that in mind as you're figuring out what profile picture to have on Facebook. Make sure people know it's you quickly. That's what's going to be scrolling down the screen. So we've talked about a lot of the new features that are coming. And I want to go back now. And I want to say, so our original question was Google Plus or Facebook? I think we've pretty much answered that right now Facebook has done everything they can to take all the features that Google Plus brought and step them up a notch in the place that everybody already is. So if I can leave you with this thought before we move on to the next piece, don't worry about running over to Google Plus yet. Just because other people are already there doesn't mean you need to be. Focus. And Tandy said it very well. With 800 million people already on Facebook, and over 50% of them log in every day, you want to make sure that you're where people are. And I saw an interesting statistic the other day that said in North America, we have an internet penetration of 78.3%. What that means is 78.3% of our population is online. That's more than 3 out of every 4 people is online. Go to where the people are. It's the only way you're going to end up generating any relationships worth having and business worth growing. And that'll be to be on Facebook. So for those who were asking earlier, if you want to learn more about the Internet Marketing Specialist designation, remember your promotional code is ARU, ActiveRain University. All you need to do is go to imsd.net. You'll get some great information and you'll be able to learn more about us. Now, we have a few moments before Apple starts to bring us their amazing information. My questions are, as the ladies give us each their final thoughts, if you have any questions, type them in for me right now so that I can throw them at the angels here, see what they come up with. And I'm going to go in the order we've kind of been going all day, and I'm going to ask Lisa, if we start with you, 30 seconds, kind of give us your wrap-up of the new Facebook and what you really think about it and how people can take advantage of it while they're typing in their questions. So, Lisa, 30 seconds, go.
Well, Chad, I really, really love the new Facebook changes. Like I said more than once, the ability to add the people to the list that I didn't have them in before has been really, and I'll say it again, a game changer for me. When you've got that many people and you're busy with 3 kids and a busy real estate career, then you don't have a lot of time to do that. You can't spend all day on Facebook. And I think that's the #1 change for me personally that I really, really love.
Okay. Whoever's decided to all of a sudden brush their cat, thank you. Lori, 30 seconds, give us your wrap-up on the new Facebook.
I love it. I think there are a lot of great new things that we can take advantage of. I know it's hard a lot of the time for people to adapt to change, but I think Jimmy said it great the other day when he said you have a fresh start, take advantage of it. And also Chris Smith when he said the people who embrace change will win. So I think, that's important. I think you have to be willing to change to move forward and grow.
All right, now I'm going to give you only 30 seconds, but you can probably get a lot in that 30 seconds as the fastest talking Southerner that's out there. So, Tandy, 30 seconds to you. Go.
I love the sleek new design. I think that the profile, the timeline is just fantastic. I think it's going to really change the game. And I like the fact that the lists are easier to create and that you can easily change which list gets to see which status updates. I help Turn Trussell Pink, which is a breast cancer awareness. Trussell is my hometown. I can easily send out, Turn Trussell Pink to just my town instead of sending it to you, Chad, even though I'd love for you to wear pink on October 19th. You probably don't care about turning Trussell pink. So things like that are going to really help Facebook become more relevant to each person.
Okay, excellent. So we've got just a few moments, and I've got some great questions. Here's what I'm going to ask everybody to do. We're going to attack one or two of these questions for you really quickly. If you don't get your question answered and you still have your question, just go to our Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/IMSdesignation. Post your question there on our wall. I know I can ask Lisa and Lori and Tandy to check the page throughout the day and attempt to jump in and engage with you to answer your questions. So some of the questions I have here